In these examples, we're going to find the area of some trapezoids. So a trapezoid is going to be a quadrilateral. You have four sides here. And we have one pair of parallel sides. Okay, so this guy is parallel to this guy. And the height, we could also say the height is the distance between the two parallel lines. The height is going to be, in our case, 8 inches. And then we have two bases here. We call it maybe base 1 and base 2. Doesn't really matter which way you go. But the formula to find the area of a trapezoid is going to be area equals half the height and then times this quantity, base 1 plus base 2. So if we do this, it's going to be half the height, and the height is 8 inches. And then we're going to say base 1 times base 2. So base 1 times base 2. It's just the two bases together. It doesn't really matter which order since we're just adding them. Okay, so when we do this, the area equals half of 8 inches, which is 4 inches. And then 14 inches plus 8 inches should be 22 inches. So it looks like we're going to multiply this right here. 4 inches times 22 inches. So 4 times 22 is 88. And inches times inches is inches squared. Well, why are the units squared here? Because remember, when you're finding area, you're finding the number of non-overlapping unit squares that will fit inside here. So we're saying if this is 8 inches high right here, we could put 8 little boxes from top to bottom. And 14 across, we could fit 14 little boxes across there, but just 8 across there. Anyway, but you're going to fill this thing up with little 1 inch by 1 inch boxes, and there's going to be 88 of them. So we're saying 88 square inches is the area of this trapezoid. In this next example, we have a trapezoid, and we know it's a trapezoid because it has 4 sides and one pair of parallel lines. So these two lines are parallel to one another. So what did we say about the height and the bases? Well, the height is the distance between these two parallel lines, which we know from the side over here it's 10 centimeters. And then our two bases will be 20 centimeters and 15 centimeters because those are the lengths of the parallel sides. So we have our formula, area equals 1/2 the height times the quantity, base 1 plus base 2. So when we do this, area will be 1/2 the height, which we said was 10 centimeters. And then we're going to multiply by the quantity. And the quantity here is my two bases added up. So 20 centimeters plus 15 centimeters. Okay, so as I continue, half of my 10 centimeters will be 5 centimeters. And then my 20 centimeters plus 15 centimeters should be 35 centimeters. So to find the area here, we're just going to multiply 5 times 35, which that should give us 175. And then centimeters times centimeters will be centimeters squared. So once again, we're saying we can fit 175 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter little boxes all throughout this trapezoid right here. So be careful of your trapezoids that the height is always going to be the distance between your two parallel lines, and your bases are going to be the lengths of those two parallel lines. And then you just put them into the formula right here. In this third example, we're going to find the area of this trapezoid, and it looks like the dimensions are in inches, and some of the values, or all the values in this case, are decimals. So will that affect what we do? Well, not really. So the area is going to be given by 1/2 the height, and the height is going to be the distance between the two parallel lines, and in our case, 0.3 inches. And we're going to multiply that by the two bases added. So one base, other base. So 1.6 inches plus 0.7 inches, just like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take half of my 0.3 inches. So half of 0.3 is 0.15 inches. And when I multiply, or not multiply, when I add 1.6 and 0.7, and they both have inches again, I'm going to add them, I'm going to get 2.3 inches. So my area is going to be 0.15 times 2.3. And let's see, 0.15 times 2.3, you can work it out over here on the side, but it should be 0.345. And we have inches times inches, which will give us inches squared. So the area of this trapezoid is going to be 0.345 square inches. In this last example, we're going to find the area, once again, of a trapezoid. but this time we're going to have fractions. Okay, so they're all centimeters, so that's nice. And our two parallel sides are these two, so these will be our bases. And the height is going to be the distance between these two parallel sides, which will be 3/4 of a centimeter. So area equals, let's go ahead and put our values in. 1/2 the height, and the height is 3/4 of a centimeter. And then base 1 plus base 2, we're just going to add up these rascals. So 3/4 of a centimeter plus 7/4 centimeters. Okay, well, this is not so bad. 3/4 plus 7/4, well, they've already got a common denominator. So 3 plus 7 is 10. So we can say 10/4 centimeters. And then over here, we're taking half of 3/4. So there's nothing we can cancel top and bottom. So we're just going to take 3/8 right there. So 3/8 of a centimeter. So we're going to multiply these now. So 3/8 times 10/4. Looks like we can take a 2 out of here, top and bottom. So let's make that a 4, maybe make that a 5. So what we have left is 3 times 5. So the area, we'll start with 15 on top. 4 times 4, so 16 on bottom. And centimeters times centimeters will be centimeters squared. So if you look at this now, this rascal with 7/4 for one base, 3/4 for one base, and the height is 3/4. It looks like our area is almost 1 square centimeter, but not quite. It's 15/16 square centimeters for this last example.